It's all yours.
Hey everyone, welcome to another week of We Won't Go Back. I'm Stephanie. We have Beth and Deb with us, and we're just trying to hit hard for the next 4 weeks before it's time to vote, and we're hoping to really encourage people to vote with their hearts and do what's right. So we're just here for another week of getting out as much information as we can and trying to educate people and let them know where they can go for information and hope that they can, get what they need to help the cause.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And the big thing is vote.
Yeah.
I've heard so many people say, oh, I'm not going to vote this time. It's not that important. But this is so important. This is so important. This is, the future of every female, your daughters, your granddaughters, your great-granddaughters. Vote. Just vote.
Yep.
I do either one of you know how to get the postcards that we can mail out?
Hey, Jen.
I don't, but I can have a look and see.
Okay. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Terry. Glad to see you. Yeah, so if we could figure out how to do that, that would be something that maybe people would be willing to do. And I know besides getting the candidates up, I was supposed to go to my Democratic headquarters, and I haven't done it. But I do promise I'll do it this week. I promise. This has just been an exhausting week. You guys all know. So we all have those. Hey, Heather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hi, Heather. And Jonathan and Terry. Yeah, it's been an exhausting few months.
Yeah.
We have been so busy. So
Hey,
busy.
Dana. Yeah. So, you guys, we'd really like to hear from you. You in the comments. You've listened to us drone on and on about calling our representatives, voting, sending postcards, putting yard signs up.
Yeah. March where you can. There's so many of them. They are, you can go online and find your local areas quite easily. And I understand not being able to make some because I haven't been able to make, hardly any, but if we can, we do, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
If everybody does something to either get the word out or help spread the word, help do something, information and voting, anything.
Right. So Terry, Heather, Jonathan, you guys got any ideas or thoughts, or did you read anything in the news this week that prompted you to have some thoughts about the upcoming election, or that our rights are being taken? Anything to do with, anything. So go ahead and comment if there's something you would like to discuss. And even if you don't, because we need your input.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we do want to know how other people feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We want to know we're not alone in this. I mean, we know we're not, but sometimes I don't know about you guys, but sometimes doesn't it feel like we're alone?
Yes.
Or there's not enough of us?
That's what I was saying to, who was it that was talking today and said, I think they didn't expect this big blue wave of women that are coming. And I said, yes, I agree. But it was a little disheartening how we've fallen off a little bit. Everybody gets complacent. Heather says, how do I do anything in my state in Ohio? And Dana said, I feel we are on a very dangerous, slippery slope. Yes, I do agree with that. Yeah, because, Dana, what comes next? Contraception. They'll probably, feels like handmaidens where that will require to have children, so many.
Right.
And Heather, how do I do anything in my state, Ohio? Same thing, I think, Heather. What do you guys think?
I think a good thing to do is, I was just looking it up, and if you go on Facebook and you search for the hashtag bans off our bodies, that's kind of a good spot because most of the rallies and things are using that hashtag to kind of get the word out. I'll go on and post it on the comments on Facebook.
Yeah, that's really a good idea. We should be using that hashtag.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
wonder if I could, yeah, maybe for next year I'll put it in the banners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, if you search that hashtag on Facebook, then it will bring up things in, events and things that may be in your area, and you can usually kind of narrow it down from there. Calling your representatives, calling your senators, call your congressmen, call your local representatives.
Yeah.
Like Beth said, with the postcards, and voting is the most important thing you can do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hi, Tiffany.
And if for all of us, if anyone knows people who don't have a car or don't, can't make it to vote and are not signed up for absentee voting, offer them a ride.
Right.
Yep. We need as many votes as we can get.
Help them get an absentee ballot.
Right. And you can even take that absentee ballot and drop it back off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. There's plenty of ways. And if you know anyone who's struggling, or even if you just hear a little bit of hesitation on a friend's part and you're able to offer help in any way, do it, because one vote can make a difference. Right. I know it doesn't always feel like it, especially in the bigger ones, but it can.
Yeah.
Tiffany, if you have any thoughts, we're getting our chat room to discuss.
Hey,
we won't go back about women's rights and getting our rights back. So if you want to chime in, we would love that.
Now, I love what Jonathan and Terry both had to say. I don't know. Can I do this? Oh, I can.
Yeah.
Jonathan says, I'm not really political, but with the cost of everything going up and the craziness, we're in trouble. And we are. So, and the only way we can do anything about that is to vote.
Exactly.
Now,
we're not telling you how to vote. We're just saying you need to vote. You need to have your voice heard.
Yeah.
I mean, we would like to tell you. But
vote the right way. Vote the way that rights are not going to be taken away. And that goes right with Terry's comment. So many more rights than just ours are at stake if this doesn't pass.
Exactly.
That's huge. Gay rights, trans rights, same-sex marriage,
contraceptives.
all contraceptives.
Day after pill. Yeah.
There's so many, rights for kids, rights for everything.
Yeah. And what's next? What right is next taken away?
Yeah.
What's the next right? Even if you don't agree with this one, well, you're the one that you're for is going to be taken away next.
Well, even some of the people in the higher ups and some of the politicians are saying it's going to be contraceptives. It's going to be gay rights and same-sex marriage. That's what they're going after next.
You got to put that up. I got to put that up. Yep, under his eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boy, that show's gotten really intense.
Hey, I haven't started it yet. I'm finishing up
say anything, but
another show that I'm watching because I want to.
This season gets really intense. And I mean, there's stuff that I go, oh, come on, you guys, that wouldn't happen. But there's also stuff that I say, that could really happen, and it is happening. So.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I remember when it leaked about Roe versus Wade being stripped from us.
Right.
And me going, that's not going to happen. There's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been in effect since 1974. Come on. Yeah. That's not going to happen.
They had to get the right Supreme Court justices in there.
It did.
Yeah, Dana, Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, I'm addicted, Dana. I'm addicted. But it is a dark show, so be ready if you watch it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I haven't had time to watch.
Oh my God, it's so addictive. It's so good, but it's also very scary to what's happening now. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and it does make us think that, all this stuff really can truly happen.
right.
Yeah, Dana, I want to, and I've had a lot of people talking to me about it and telling me things. It's just finding the time to do it, unless I do it in the middle of the night, and I need to sleep.
Yeah.
So I added another link on there, and that's kind of information on the postcards and how to get postcards and send them and everything.
Yay!
Thank you.
You're
Dana's a
welcome.
nag and shaky. Let's put Tiffany's up there because it's pretty long. Coming from a higher paying job in this area and is struggling sometimes to make sure all my bills are paid and worrying about people saying what I can and can't do with my body or who I'm allowed to be married to. Sometimes I just get so mad at the world. I do feel like, wow, how can just little old me make a difference? I think it's like a raindrop. One raindrop does not make the pail full, but a lot of raindrops do.
Right.
So I think we have to stand together.
And every single person can make a difference.
Every single raindrop makes a difference.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Terry said,
Absolutely.
thanks, Stephanie. Thank you for the leak, says Donna.
So
Hi,
there's
Donna.
Anna?
the postcard one doesn't supply postcards. Most of them you have to supply your own postcards.
I don't think that's a
So
big deal.
you can buy them on, from the post office or whatever, or you can buy them from Etsy. There is a place called Create Liberally, and 10% of the proceeds will be donated to Activate America. You can go to any of the, Zazzle or Vistaprint, things like that, and make your own postcards with whatever pictures or sayings you want on there. So, there's lots of ways to get it done. That website I put up just kind of gives you ideas of what scripts to write, where to send them.
I was going to ask that. Are they asking us for a certain script or?
You don't have to. You can put whatever you want, but
Mm-hmm.
they give you kind of ideas in case you weren't sure.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of, I'm seeing some of these, speaking of postcards and signs and stuff, signs that say that the wording is too confusing. So definitely vote no.
Terry.
Yeah.
I got to put Terry's up there because I think this helps us know that we should keep this up every Monday.
Yes.
Just by watching this show, the discussion in our living room is going wild. Good. That's what that was our hope, don't you think, ladies?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get a discussion going.
Yeah. If we're going to talk about it, we want you guys to talk about it.
We need to destigmatize it. There's such a stigma around abortion and miscarriages and fertility issues and women's rights in general. And we need to take away that stigma so that we're comfortable talking with each other. It's easy to feel alone when you're in these situations, and unless we're talking to each other, we're never gonna accomplish anything. We need to talk to each other, and we need to realize that we're in this together, and there's a lot of us, and a lot of us can do a lot of good, but we have to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Donna, you want to chime in and tell us your thoughts? We've had a lot of the other chatters chatting. So we'll give you a moment since we put you on the spot.
Right.
But yeah. If you have some thoughts, we'd love to hear it, Donna.
Yeah, and by, getting conversation going here and all of you thinking about, okay, what can I say about this? Also gives you, how do you open up dialogue with people that you might know that might not even think about this vote or what's going on. I know I've talked to a few people, more than a few people, that have said, well, it doesn't really affect me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
I
know
love that one.
with that.
Well, I feel like I'm getting braver, and it's probably age and not giving a crap anymore. Well, one comes to mind is when I was in Arkansas, just minding my own business, digging crystals, and these two gentlemen who came to dig on the same hill I was on, and the gay thing came up, and I just couldn't. And of course, I had to say something, and of course, they tried to change their tune real fast and tried to like cover up what their real feelings was, but they had already shown me their colors.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of felt sorry for them because I think they had a new, you know what kind of hole when I was done. But you know, oh, it's a choice. Oh, it's a choice, and they can not do it if they don't want to. And oh man, I couldn't.
You
I
know,
don't even remember how the subject came up in the first place.
right.
I think it was to do with religion. That's what it was.
Oh dear.
Because they asked me my religion, and I just looked at them. They said, "Well, if you're from Michigan, you must be a Baptist." I said, "What? Does that make sense?" Or
Right.
no, not Michigan. If I'm a Democrat, I must be Baptist.
Oh geez.
I was like, "What? What are you talking about?"
That's quite a stretch.
I still am confused, Stephanie. I'm still confused.
Yeah. So that kind of thinking is confusing to me. Okay, can you guys read that?
Yep. You want to read it?
I'm an out and proud lesbian who has never birthed a child, and I don't want to birth a child. But as a woman and a human, it affects us all. We all bleed the same color.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. And, you know, I happen to know this person. I happen to know she's not going to get pregnant because she is a married woman, and that possibility isn't going to happen. But
Unless they wanted it to.
Unless they wanted it to. So I'm so proud of her for, yeah, we all bleed the same color.
Yeah.
Amen, girl.
Yeah, my daughter has and she's married a man.
Excuse me.
But she chose not to have children, and it just amazes me how much prejudice comes with that too. Yeah. People ask you constantly, "Oh, you guys, when you're going to have children? Shut up! First of all, it's none of your business."
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't even know those people struggling to have one. So why would you even say that?
Right.
Exactly.
It just doesn't even make sense. Hey, Mike Carter. Hi, Michael Carter.
We love you. I'm so
glad. Old friend. Oh, wait a minute. Old. Old. What you talking about?
Well, you know, the moment I met that person,
yeah,
Michael Carter, I felt like I had known him for lifetimes.
Okay. So he wasn't saying you're old.
I think he's saying we're all old friends.
Well, I haven't had the pleasure yet, but I'm sure looking forward to it.
Oh, he's amazing. He's amazing. And give a shout out real quick. He'll be on my show, Mystical Awakenings, on Thursday night at 8:00.
Oh, that's awesome. Good.
So we'll be there.
Great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, I'm sorry that we had other things we had to do, but I'm going to be at that very next one, and here on out, every UFO contact that is happening.
Woohoo. Awesome. I want to kind of go back to what Dana had to say. Ignorance. It's something they have been told since birth. And that's, I found myself, you guys probably too, in talking to people, I almost have to keep explaining to people, we're all a product of our environment.
Mm-hmm.
And, some people were simply raised to believe too many wrong things, but one that, abortion is murder. And that's the only way they think about it. They don't think about rape. They don't think about incest. They don't think about health issues. They don't think about, a child inside that has no brain, or an issue there, or
Right.
what am I trying to say? I know what I'm trying to say. A miscarriage. Like my granddaughter miscarried, but her body couldn't rid the baby, so she got very sick, and it finally took place. But most of these women, if they don't have a D&C, will die.
Yeah.
They have a living or a not living a dead thing in there decomposing.
Yeah.
So they die. But that's considered in those, if you're raised to believe that, that's what they believe.
Right.
So.
Right. And yeah. And the other side tries to show you the worst case scenarios, and at 9 months they're still aborting babies, and
No, they're not.
it's just ridiculous. And
Right.
fear. Once again, it's a fear.
Right. Yeah. Find out the truth, study, research, talk to people. God, we need to talk more. People need to communicate.
Jonathan, you're watching the wrong YouTube. That's all I gotta say.
What do you say?
I'll put it up there.
Yeah, there is no former lesbian, Jonathan. This person may be bi, but
or denying.
Maybe they're feared back into hiding.
Yeah.
Because their religion tells them that they can't go to paradise or whatever without that.
Right.
Terry, I was premature when I was born. I could have legally been aborted, and here I am 34 years later, healthy and healthy. And yet I was sexually assaulted, and had that gone differently, I don't know that I could choose to have carried the baby to term. There's always a reason for our choices. Our choice.
Exactly. And that's the point that we need to make, is it is our choice. We all know for ourselves what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean it's easy. We all know people who have had abortions who really didn't want to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Knew that they had to.
Well, the one that had to travel 1,400 miles, she didn't really want to.
Right.
The baby had no brain or part of a brain.
Right.
And she didn't want to suffer or have that baby suffer.
Right. Exactly.
Compassion, people. Compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If we were men, would it matter? Would it make a difference?
No, there would never have been this.
It wouldn't have been an issue.
No, not at all.
Yeah, Jonathan, I know it's. But, I think we do have to choose what we let in. I notice that if I'm watching too much YouTube where it's like, even I told Barry today, I said, I'm really kind of getting afraid because you're watching so many serial killers. What's up with that? And it's like, if I watch too many crime shows we watched Dahmer, the series.
Oh, geez. No.
I had to watch something positive after that.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Oh, my God, it was dark. It was so dark.
Yeah.
But it was true, and people need to know it.
No, why do people need to know it?
Well,
I mean, seriously.
I think there's good points to seeing psychological behavior and recognizing it, and people knowing not to go with someone and how they could get drugged in a bar.
Okay. And I just can't do it.
Some value.
I can't do it. But yeah, you're probably right. I'm sure you're right.
But I think most of us watch it out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's part of our problem. But, I was talking on Andrea's show. I made a post earlier today, and it's something that's been kind of eating at me. With COVID, everybody kind of separated.
Right.
And we haven't had the human touch. We haven't had that physical contact with people. And it kind of became the norm because and you guys know, when we cared about somebody, we kept our distance. We're not going to touch them. We're not going to breathe on them because we don't want them to get sick.
Right.
Whether we're sick or not, we just, that was protection. So it's gotten to the point where people don't touch like they did. And two of the main side effects or symptoms of physical touch starvation, and it is a real thing, are depression and anxiety. This world right now is overwhelmed with depression and anxiety.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I think it's something we shouldn't hide. That's why I put my hand up. I'm going through it right now. Stress to the max, anxiety to the max. It's life. I mean, I'm not blaming anybody. It's just what's happening in my life right now. But we got to quit hiding that too. We got to reach out to each other.
It's another stigma that needs to stop.
Yeah. And that's my whole point, is we need to all be reaching out and all be taking hands and giving hands and, being there for one another. COVID hit at a terrible time. Well, maybe the politics hit it terrible. I don't know, but it all hit and separated.
Yeah.
The whole planet. It's not only our country, it's the whole planet. And one thing human beings really need is other human beings.
Well, they've done it with, I hate that they did this, but they did it with Reese monkeys. Am I saying that right? And they would just shrivel up and die because they didn't have touch.
Yeah, exactly. And Andrea made the point on when we were doing her show from 6 to 7 that, a baby, when a baby is born, if they don't get that hugging and coddling and all of that, the touch, they go into, failure to thrive and they die.
Right.
So.
Oh, yes, Jonathan. I don't know how old you are, but I'm telling you what, I don't know how we got here. I don't know how these 15, 20 past years have gone by this fast.
Yeah.
And it's Friday and then it's Friday. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. And time is not what it used to be. It's the evolution of the earth has something to do with that too. So, yeah, and I like what Tiffany has to say too. A 20-second
I had that up a second.
Raise your feel-good chemicals.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and that's what I always said to, I'm a massage therapist besides. And I used to tell the hairdressers, I said, do that. Give, especially your elderly clients, give them that neck massage, give them that longer scalp massage. They're not just coming to you to get their hair done. They're coming because they get touched.
Exactly.
That's true. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, it is. The older we get, the faster it goes. Doesn't that seem kind of backwards?
I know.
Kids, we can't wait to get older and be a teenager, and then we can't wait to be an adult, get our license,
have our rights taken away.
Then all of a sudden, we're in our 60s going, what the heck?
What the heck happened?
I was 25 last I knew.
I know. Well, when my son turned 40, I was like, wait a minute, I was 40 yesterday. That's not fair.
Right. Yeah.
I see my nephew, and he's all gray, and I'm like, oh my God, I am old. Because you can have a nephew who's all gray. Yeah.
So
hey, how was everybody in Florida? Did you guys have any relatives that had to go through the storm?
Oh, I did. My granddaughter's down there, but she's good.
She's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about on chat? Did you guys have family you had to worry about? Though I will see why God might hit Florida. No, I shouldn't say that. I'm really, that was bad. That was bad
She's
taste.
a product of her environment. She can't
I'm
help
sorry. That was bad taste because people lost people. And that's,
Excuse me.
but if nobody was on this in there in the state of Florida,
Yeah, there were
even though
tons
that's where I'm going this winter. So
people are so affected still. But I really want to say, anybody that's listening to us right now, if you want to do something little to make a difference and possibly get people to vote, to understand, to even think, go back and copy the links that Stephanie put on and post them. Share them everywhere you can.
that's a good idea.
Yep.
That's
If
a
you
real
don't
good
do
idea.
anything else, if you don't make phone calls, if you don't write to your hi Amy, politicians, to anybody, if you don't do anything else, share those links because it's really important.
Well, I'm glad to hear your friends safe, Dana. Yeah, Deb, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and next week we'll try to have more links up.
Yeah, I didn't tell the people. I failed. I wanted to learn how on StreamYard to put up the candidates for Michigan, but I promise I'll do it next week. Have it done by next week.
That's what she said last week.
I know.
Life has been crazy.
So and I wanted to do it today, but I was going to work on it all day today, but somebody had other ideas of what I should be doing. Let's just say that.
There you go.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Signs.
Oh yeah, the signs.
Amy, I don't know if I've gotten back to you. My life has been so crazy. Amy actually wrote to me and wanted to know where can she get signs, or if I knew where she'd get signs. And I didn't at that moment because.
Where's Amy at?
She is in my area.
Do you know where your Democratic headquarters are?
I used to.
Okay. I kind of know because I was over in Houghton Lake.
Yeah.
And some people stopped us.
But Amy does have a source. Amy, if you have a link that you can post, that would be amazing. If any of you have links to anything, to signs, to anything,
Share.
absentee ballots, share. Yeah, please share. And absentee ballots are really pretty easy to get. I know people kind of discouraged from doing that. I've done it for years, partly because of my anxiety, partly because, I have really bad hips, so I can't stand in line very long. But, I always fill mine out and then take them back so that I know they are in the hands they're supposed to be in.
Right.
So
I'm trying to say, there is an Osceola for my area, County Democrats Facebook page. So that would be a good source to go to if you're in Osceola County.
Yeah.
And what are you guys in? You got she's going to link yours, Deb.
We're in Roscommon County. But everybody can look up their own county. And
all you have to do is just as easy as we did. We just put it in, but we will try to get it so it can scroll.
Right. So important to vote. Don't worry about, there's all those signs out there that with the negative crap.
A lot of them have been taken down, though. I'm impressed.
Have they?
In the UP and in our area. Yeah, I can't speak for your area.
Thank you, Amy. I'll gladly pay for it.
I think there's a little bit of a cost if you want them. Sometimes they give them to you. They give them away closer to to the election.
Well, I think we're getting pretty darn close.
I'll buy anybody a sign who wants one. Putting it out there.
Terry's going to get hers tomorrow.
Oh, good, Terry.
Good one, Stephanie. I love that you can do that. I suck at it because I'm older. Looking things up and posting links and doing all that stuff while we're doing the show. Stephanie is always right.
So I promise I am paying attention, even though I'm looking down. It's because I'm researching.
I know. I want to get her on my eBay selling so she can take that over for me. I want to do the sourcing and let her do the hard part.
I've seen her talk and post at the same time. So
yeah,
she just has that.
Along.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry, mix it in with Halloween.
Hey, that's a great idea too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trick or treat. Oh, we gotta think of a rhyme for this. Trick or treat. Don't take away my rights. That doesn't rhyme.
That does not rhyme.
Trick
Come on,
or
you guys,
treat.
come up with some rhymes.
Let's go out and beat the people that took away our rights. Kind of rhymes, kind of.
Uh-huh.
How about you guys? What's your slogan for Halloween? That'll be fun. We gotta mix a little fun.
Yeah, I know I don't have one, but we can always. Anybody can go online and design T-shirts.
Yeah.
You can, sell, hand them out, whatever, just to get the word out. There's so many things you can do.
Trick or treat. Smell my sweet revenge. Now I'm going to be thinking of these all night, you guys. That's how my brain works.
There she goes. Good one. Good one, Stephanie.
What? I didn't see it.
It's how to find your Democratic parties in your state.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make these into banners, too. So, yeah.
Well, if we can get people, and then all of you people can get people to share these, it's going to help a lot.
Right. Share them all.
Every single person that gets out and votes to protect our rights, it helps. And
get bold. If you think there's someone who is housebound or doesn't go out much, you might want to say, hey, can I help you with that? Do you want to vote? I can help you with that. Sometimes we have to get a little bit bold.
Right.
Because maybe they're, if you're housebound or you're not able, it's hard to ask people for that kind of help.
Mm-hmm.
So, or can I get you an absentee ballot? Or can I somehow help you with that? Yeah, that there's a story that went totally wrong. There was some church that listened to that story this week, where some church was trying to sway kids into voting the opposite way we would like them to vote, and they put it up as a job fair. So the kids didn't know that they were going to this religious thing. It was a job fair. And the only way to get the free lunch was to sign up to vote. Well, that went horribly wrong for them because the kids were pissed that they had gotten tricked. And so they were, they not only did they sign up to vote, but of course they're going to vote the opposite way these people would like them to. But they also started a new society to get kids into votes against this church. So, they were going to put on a festival to bring people in to do the opposite of what the church wanted. So, yeah, that backfired on them.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. And they humiliated transgenders while they were there. And they had things like they showed the guys, they had the guys do push-ups while they had the girls practice forgiving their rapist.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whew.
Can you imagine?
Oh boy. No.
Yeah. That's what we're living in, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's very hard to not be angry.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
does sound like the 1920s, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Dana, you're so right. I mean, doesn't it blow everybody's mind that we're back to this? It's like, what the frick?
And
How?
our people, our women who got our rights are just, I hate to say rolling over, but that's what they're doing in their graves. They have to be, after all the hard work, sweat, everything they went to get our rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't be having this discussion anymore.
No.
No. This should not even be a thought in anybody's brain in this time in our age. I mean, it's insane. Totally insane.
But the beauty is we can vote and make it permanent. We have to make sure it's permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it wasn't permanent.
I don't think a lot of people did.
Yeah, most of us didn't.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that's the way it was.
Right. What's Mr. Daniel saying in the background, like deep throat back there?
He said there's no such thing as permanent as long as they are in charge, because no matter what, they'll make sure it goes away.
Yeah, that's for sure. And they can change Supreme Court justice and set their justices out in the world, the federal ones.
Mm-hmm.
They were no dummies. All the different eras and changes. We should be going forward, not backwards. That's for sure.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Tiffany, you're so funny. Where did it go? That's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty far off, Tiff.
I had that. Now I'm going to have that vision in my head all day, Tiff.
Yeah. Yeah, it is causing more division, and I think it was meant to, Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a lot of what's been going on is meant to cause division. Yeah. You know, the old saying, "United we stand, divided we fall," isn't only for one country; it's for the whole entire universe.
Yep.
Divided we will fall. So.
But we have to keep hope.
Yes,
because we can change things. We can.
And we are.
We have to. And we're doing it. And don't feel like you aren't doing anything, because you are a part of something bigger than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And all of us have to work together to accomplish this, but we can do it.
Absolutely. Well said, Stephanie. That's so true.
That is it. Amen. Hallelujah.
For all of humanity. And it really is, And I thought about that after I said, this affects our daughters, granddaughters, great-granddaughters. Well, it affects every gender. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a two-gender person. So honestly, it affects every gender. If your son or whatever the pronoun might be, plants the seed, their life is affected.
Exactly.
And as far as all of humanity, like somebody, I think Dana said, and we've said before, it starts with this. But what about all the other rights and all the other things?
Yeah.
They're going to do and take away.
Dominoes. Domino.
Yeah.
And if you watch the documentaries about Hitler and that realm of time, you'll say, are we talking about now? Because a lot of this stuff sounds like crap that's happening now.
Yeah.
And it's scary, and it should be scary.
Right. Yeah, it should be scary. Because that's our reality.
Right. Blessed be the fruit. That's where it's going. Yeah.
We need to outshine the bullshit. Amen.
And for you that don't watch that, this is from
Handmaid's Tale.
thank you. See, I'm so tired. When I get stressed and tired and I can't think of words, I lose concentration. Are you guys like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And part of it is the political. It's not just my life, it's the political crap that's going on. And yes, I could not listen, but I'm really one of those people that believe you have to stay informed. But not as much as informed as I am.
Take little breaks, but don't
Take big
go away
breaks.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Know what to, you have to pick your battles even when it comes to all of this. Instead of doing 90 videos on one certain thing, scatter those videos and,
Yeah.
do
We're
other
in the
things.
push now, so we're going to have to. But Jonathan, I would love to be going to the Salt Cave tomorrow. And it's not off subject because all of this is causing all of us stress, which is actually a good subject, you guys. We're kind of going towards that direction. How do we stay balanced in these next few months before the election? How do we keep up the passion and yet keep the balance, if that makes sense?
Keep your sanity.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the Salt Cave and vote.
Yeah. Ooh, Salt Cave voting. I love it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
And Amy, I totally agree with that too. Totally.
Amy. Okay, let's put her on there. No,
Get your
sorry.
55-gallon drum of lavender oil and take a bath.
Yeah. That sounds nice.
Yeah, it does. And Terry said, that sounds great, Jonathan. Yes, I am. When your mind goes in that many directions, stay informed, work life, you get fuzzy. Yeah. I guess I'm not happy that happens to others, but it gives you some kind of
Comfort.
peace that, comfort. Yeah. Thank you. That you're not the only one going through it. So I've never, I know that, and then I compare my life. I say, well, okay, Deb has been raising her grandchildren, children, and has had all kinds of people she's had to take care of and run a shop. And Stephanie and Daniel work crazy hours and long hours. And I imagine they're all stressed to the max too. It's just a different perception of stress. So, you might feel like you're alone, but if you think about other people in your life, you can see what they're going through too.
Yeah.
We all have our shit. It's just different shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Smells a little different.
Right.
A little different consistency.
Amen.
Oh, that's interesting, Jonathan. He's going to contact spirit guides with Karen Tatro. Am I saying her name right? At the Salt Cave.
I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
Tiffany. I wish you teach me to meditate better because I only can do it a few minutes at a time. But I think I meditate different than people. I go into it and then I go into that space and then I go out of it and then I come back into that space. I'm very ADD meditator.
Well, I've said for years though, Beth, everybody has this false fantasy that when you meditate, you have to turn off your brain. It's a living organ.
Right.
We can't turn off our heart. And sometimes that brain has things to do. Spirit's giving information. The brain has to process it. So sometimes we think we're going in and out. Sometimes we're thinking things, but sometimes that information is important.
Right.
The main thing is that we're staying focused and relaxed and allowing things to come in. You can't turn it off. You just can't.
Yeah. And Tiffany, I disagree a little bit with that. I think falling asleep is a blessing for going into a meditation so deep that you fall asleep. And I don't think you should beat yourself up for it. I think it should just be, well, that's what I needed. That's what Spirit felt I needed.
Right. If you do it at night at bedtime, but not in the middle of the day when you have to go to work.
At work.
Yeah.
I don't know. A little nappy nap sounds pretty good.
When I was younger, I could do that. I could do 10-minute power naps. And I did all the time. I do 10-minute power naps. And it'd be great. And that's not the case anymore. If I dare nap, I know I'm going to be out for at least an hour, maybe 2. It's terrible.
I bet that does make the paranormal world interesting. I think you're just an evolved soul, Jonathan. That's all.
You don't have his comment up.
Oh, thank you.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of these days, Jonathan, I'll have to fill you in on my take on the whole
Asperger's and autism.
autism, the whole spectrum.
They're just closer to spirit.
Parasites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evolved souls. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Tiffany, my power naps are closer to 15, 20 minutes too. Yeah.
So who all is still with us? Who has posted links? I want to hear who has posted a link. Just say me if you have.
I haven't because I can't chew and walk at the same time. So,
right.
But I will. I will.
Come on. I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing one person say that they posted.
But at least to promise us you will.
Just copy a link.
Yeah. You know what? It's paste, what? Cut? No, copy and paste.
Copy and paste. Simple.
Yeah. Join a Facebook group for, that's another thing you can do is join a Facebook group where there's conversation about what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And get ideas. But,
Now, who was it that said that their living room was going wild? I'd love to be a little fly on the wall.
I think that was Terry.
Terry, I'd love to be a little fly on the wall there.
Thank you, Amy. We all appreciate that. All of us.
Oh, thank you, Amy. Yes.
Yeah.
I had to squint to see it because
she's more our age.
I'm tired of doing this.
So, doing 2 things.
Yeah.
Can be a pain. But thank you.
Yeah.
Terry, me too. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Has anybody looked up their candidates? And decided
the Progressive Voters Guide is really good because it breaks down by state level, by local level, by propositions, and gives you, these are the people that are progressive, and here's what they are standing for, and here's what this proposition says, and here's why we need to vote yes. And really
breaks
it down.
Vote yes on Prop 3. Remember that was something we were going to figure out.
Yep.
And there is a bunch of commercials trying to convince you that voting yes is bad. Don't listen to that bull pucky.
Right. Yeah.
Vote yes on Prop 3. That's
right.
Because they're going to try to confuse you. They're going to tell you it's the opposite.
Exactly.
Read it for yourself. I'm not telling you just to believe me blindly.
Exactly. And Jonathan, I would love that. One of these days we're going to meet for sure.
I hope I'm invited over then, and Steph.
Yep.
Yeah.
So many people are confused. People are confused.
They try to confuse us.
Yeah.
Because on the no people are saying that it'll take, they don't even mention what it's really about. They try to say it'll do other things.
Yeah.
So yes on 3, yes on 3, yes on 3. Make it a chant if you have to remember.
Yeah.
I loved what I think Deb or Stephanie, I think it was Stephanie and Deb, said you can take notes into the voting booth if you want it.
Print it out. Print
and
out a
Daniel,
sheet.
he said it too, huh?
Print out a sheet. Yep.
And you're allowed to do that. I didn't know you could take anything into the voting booth with you. I really didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's one good thing that's coming out of all of this insanity is we're finally learning that we have the right to be informed.
Oh yeah.
We have the right to know what's going on and to vote.
I think that's the biggest right they want to take away.
Yes.
Yeah.
They want us to be a sleep sheep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. Terry said it's
on trick or treat. Right, don't be a sleep sheep. See, I'm trying to make it work.
You're working real hard at this.
Stephanie, we're going to get messages at like 2
in the middle of the night. Oh, I thought of one.
Here's another one.
Beth's going to be visiting us in dream time. Hey guys.
I got a good one. It's going to be a bumper sticker. Yeah, I think we're about up to the hour now.
Yeah.
4 minutes. So you guys want to do your promotions?
Deb, you want to start?
Sure. As I'm sitting here sleeping, boy, we have a metaphysical store called Mystical Awakenings in Houghton Lake, Michigan. Look us up. Come on by. We do healings and readings and have all kinds of spiritual tools and fun stuff. Lots of crystals.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, give us thumbs up. We also have a Facebook page, Mystical Awakenings. We also have Mystical Awakenings Radio, and that's kind of what we're doing right here. That's kind of the basis, but lots of shows shoot off from that. The main Mystical Awakenings with only me and RJ is on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock, KGRA, or my Facebook, or Mystical Awakenings podcast. And then Monday nights, we do We Won't Go Back. And are we doing Wednesday nights for Lost Souls, or doing that once a month?
Well, the next one will be what's the date?
I don't know.
October 10th.
October 10th for Lost Souls and We Won't Go Back combination, because it's about women's rights, but it's also about Native American women, Native American people going missing.
Yeah. Okay.
But let me give a review. It's worth a trip to Houghton Lake. If you walk into their store, the smell, the energy, you're just going to feel like you had a big sigh when you walk in there. So you don't want to miss out on having that experience.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Steph?
Love you, Beth.
I love you too.
So on Monday nights, we have My Haunted Diary Communion, and that's on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where we just kind of chronicle our paranormal misadventures and have fun, and just try to show the fun things we get to do. And we're kind of branching out now, not only doing ghosts, and we're doing Bigfoot, and we're doing aliens, and we're all encompassing of paranormal, true paranormal. So that's fun to watch and see where we're going and what we're doing. And then I have a store called Mayricky, and we do soaps and candles and bath and body products and all kinds of things, new products regularly. And I don't know if I ever told you, but the name Mayricky is a Greek word that means to put your soul into everything that you create. So that was why we chose that name.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do we have any events that we are participating in as MAPIT, Michigan Area Paranormal Team? Investigating team?
On the 22nd, we are going to be at the Historical Museum in Cadillac. They're doing a little program where they're kind of teaching about the history of the area. So they have 3 different stops that they're doing, and it's ending at the museum where we're going to be. And we're just going to give kind of a little presentation on the reported activity in the building. And we've actually investigated there a few years ago with WKLT. So that'll be interesting to go back and, talk about that.
And then on the 29th?
Yep. On the 29th, we are in Harrison. Is it Harrison or Harris?
Howell, Michigan.
Howell. Something with an H. We're somewhere in Michigan that starts with an H. And
well, there's hell in Michigan.
We're going to be in Howell. And what's the main event, Beth? Is it
psychic fair? I'm really prepared tonight, aren't I? But it's at the Howell Opera House.
Yep. And then we're going to do a little kind of ghost hunt afterwards.
A 2-hour, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun.
Tickets. I'll try to remember to have that ready. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
All done?
Yep.
Okay, I'm not going to say much. Just we have Ghoul Talk, Lost Souls, and we won't go back. And you guys just watch Facebook for when those dates are. And I'm tired, so that's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
It's good.
Yeah. So any last thoughts? Even our chatters, even last thoughts?
Any last words?
Any last words?
Vote.
Yeah.
Share links. Talk to people.
Talk.
Don't think for a moment that if you don't vote, it doesn't matter, because if you don't vote, it can make a difference in the wrong way.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So we'll be back again next Monday, and hope I'm better prepared and rested better. And we hope you do it. It's like an energy recharge just being there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. At your store.
Jeff.
Love you bunches, lady. Love you too. Love y'all.
Love you
and
all.
With that, we'll
Thank
say
you.
good night. We'll see you next Monday. Thanks, Jonathan.
Yes.
And be prepared. Come with some comments. Come with some thoughts. Come with some stories.
Do some research and share and share and share.
We're all raindrop, and we need your drops in our bucket. Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Night.
Good night, everybody.